In fact, I'm going to go across to Hiral. Hiral is today at the Bombay Stock Exchange, one of the oldest exchanges in Asia. Hiral, you know, before we started, I was just talking about my first live hit ever as a broadcast journalist was at the Bombay Stock Exchange during the Diwali Muhurat trading, and it was just magical. And that magic continues to this day, isn't it?
Absolutely, Tamanna. The magic has continued today as well. You know, what's interesting is one thing that I noticed right now over here is that they exactly started the puja at BSE at 12:57. Now, the reason they started at 12:57 is that is called the Abhijit Muhurat. That is what I was talking to the Pandit. And whether a Muhurat is auspicious or not, 12:57 is something where you should always start all your auspicious work, is what the Pandit was telling me. In fact, at BSE, you have Pandit Swapnil, who is the head Pandit from Siddhivinayak, who's going to come in. He's not yet come in, but they've started doing the puja. But the experience over here is absolutely magical right now. I'm sure you can hear all the mantras and the kind of energy, the kind of vibe it gets into you. You know, my next thing that I'm going to actually talk to people over here right now is which are the stocks that they're going to actually look to buy, you know, on Muhurat trading day, because that's where the luck is going to come in from. And secondly, a couple of conversations that we were having offline as well have actually told us that a lot of expectations that have been built in so far in terms of somewhat 2082. And the expectation is that because the last couple of months have been slightly somber, everyone is expecting wealth creation from the markets from here on. So this is going to be an interesting space. You can hear all the mantras over here behind me. That's where the puja is going on. And everyone is now awaiting the head Pandit from Siddhivinayak Mandir to come in. But the key takeaway is 12:57 for me. That's when you should be starting all your auspicious moments. And I think the next shows that we time out also will be at 12:47 soon.
Well, most certainly. Thanks so much, and trust you to go out and talk to the Pandit and get the details as well, including the name of the Pandit. I kind of half anticipated Hiral to do that as well. Yeah. So yeah, no surprise there.
Obviously, she handles the entire research of NDTV Profit. You expected to go and get every detail when you go there. Hiral, just, you know, to get a sense of what are the kind of participants that come here, because obviously it's beautiful to see. We're seeing the visuals of how beautifully BSE has been decked up. We can hear and see that puja behind you. But you also have top market guys coming in every year and participating in the program. So what happens in that program? Who's expected to come this year?
So a lot of people from Ramesh Damani to all your veterans are expected to come in. But you know, all the market veterans, Tamanna and Neeraj, we have been speaking to since quite some time. The experience is actually going to be to talk to people who've been coming and participating in the ring as well. You know, they've been coming here since generations. So I think I just met one of the families where it's the 5th or the 6th generation who's already come to witness Muhurat trading and the kind of experience that they've had. The other interesting aspect is we were talking about the way saudas were placed in the ring over here. Now there's an entire desk which is set up. So you've moved from a physical sauda to almost technology over the last couple of years where saudas are being placed on a computer. So that desk is also looking fantastic. But soon people are talking about how saudas are going to be placed with AI coming in. So that's the next leg of conversation that I was having with the the first generation and the 5th generation. But they are trying to figure out what is going to be the next wave of Muhurat trading going to look like over the next couple of years. But very interesting people, interesting brokers who've come in over here, who've been into the business for themselves, and the kind of energy and vibe that they bring to the table with their families, with wishing each other, is excellent over here.
Okay, you know, Hiral, we're just going to go to Alex for what's happening at National Stock Exchange, but we found this newspaper clip it was an article about the first Muhurat trading. And it's a news piece on the first Muhurat trading that took place at the Bombay Stock Exchange. Well, the headline is quite boring, which talks about how the trade was muted, etc. But it's that picture that is so great. Those were the times when there was trading in the well. And now, of course, it's more symbolic. People are trading on their phones.
Yeah. Yeah, but the people who lived in those trading at the well days, swear by it as well. So quite interesting. But let's get Alex on board to quickly try and understand the mood check at the National Stock Exchange as well before the Muhurat trading begins. Alex, good afternoon. And Alex, what I would love to know is that we always know that the vibe at the exchanges is great. I wonder if this time around is any different, or are you only feeling the whole mood of Diwali and the Muhurat trading session as we speak?
Oh, it's absolutely fabulous. And first of all, wish you in the studio and everybody tuning in from home a very, very happy Diwali from my end as well. And it's really beautiful. I'm looking towards where the Lakshmi Puja is currently happening, and maybe in some time I'll show you the screen behind me. I don't know if you can see it, but it's broadcast outside here as well. And anybody who's familiar with the National Stock Exchange will know some of these environs, right? So what's going to happen is, once that concludes at 1:30, everybody inside will move outside, and back there is the NSE bell, the famous NSE bell, and sharp at 1:45 it's going to be rung to indicate the start of trade. But you were asking about the mood, Neeraj, and there are people walking all around, as you can see. But having said that, a lot of positivity. And I've met some pretty old hands in the markets, people who've said that they've seen 30 Lakshmi Pujas like this in the exchanges, and that's quite something. They come here every year to feel that optimism. But they think that this time around, that optimism is grounded in reality. The data is showcasing that there is something on the ground. The auto sales data, the sale of bullion, various other things coming through that indicate that the mood is certainly more positive than it has been in any months in the recent past, and they're looking forward with a certain kind of hope that the markets will also reflect the prosperity that this festival is all about.
Yeah, most certainly.
Yeah, that's amazing, Alex. And NSE and BSE. Look, we have the whole picture there on your screens. You have Alex at the National Stock Exchange, Hiral at the Bombay Stock Exchange. Bombay Stock Exchange is the origins, in that sense, of the Indian capital market story. National Stock Exchange, pushing through with newer tech, and as is BSE as well. Alex, who are the people that are in that background behind you? What are the kind of people who come to NSE typically on this? What happens at this event? Apart from the puja, what is that Diwali meeting and greeting looking like?
Well, so in the puja right now, Ashish Kumar Chauhan will be speaking to him in just a bit. And I think in an interview that he's had with you, he has said in the past that if he wasn't the managing director of the National Stock Exchange and involved heavily with the capital markets, he might have been a monk. So I intend to ask him from a spiritual standpoint how important this festival is for him and the puja that is just concluding. But I saw Vijay Kedia in the crowd. And a few other big names as well. But beyond that, of course, you have a lot of participants of the National Stock Exchange. The employees come here to participate in this celebration of the festival, a festival of lights. There are a few market participants that come through as well. And I think you summed it up. A lot of the old hands in the stock market tend to gravitate towards South Mumbai and the Bombay Stock Exchange, or the BSE as it's called right now. A lot of the new age folks come to National Stock Exchange. I guess it's also proximity to home that accounts for people going to BKC rather than South Bombay. But it's festive. The mood is festive. The mood is hopeful, and I intend to have a lot of conversations over the course of the next 1.5 hours.